Alright, so a little progress on the gill net here. I'm actually working on the second strand, so to say. Hang on a second, I'll have my wife kind of run down the line and show you the first one. Here's the far side. This is actually what's going to be on the very edge, is this line here. So,
it's kind of big.
It's
pretty big.
Yeah, this gill net's actually going to be kind of on a larger scale. So yeah, it's more pain in the butt.
But we're still learning.
But as you can see, kind of what happens in theory, the fish come through, it'll get its head through, but it won't be able to get its body through, and kind of just get self-tangled up. So all I'm doing is taking the two inside to inside strands like that. Me, what's working great for me is I just take it over my fingers, lube it just like you're gonna tie your shoes, and I'll use my other hand, pull all that through. I won't tighten down just yet. I'll kind of get to where I want it, and then just give it a little tug and tightens that up. You're gonna have stuff like that. I mean, it's homemade stuff, so it's not gonna be fancy.
But we're learning.
And so this is where, you know, having that 550 cord definitely comes in handy. So if you're one of those people that likes being out in the woods and camping and prepping and do kind of like your own little survival stuff, my definite suggestion, recommendation, go to really any sporting goods store. I know Walmart carries it. That's where I got all my 550 cord at. So go there, get a couple of packs of it. Take it out. Replace your boot, shoelaces, whatever. Because if you do that, you've got a bunch of this 550 cord directly on your person at all times, regardless of where you're at, what you're doing. This is all I'm using. Again, these are the inner strands of the 550 cord. As you can see, the gill net's slowly coming along. You kind of seen the size of it earlier, so there's definitely going to be a lot to do. But the further we go, the further we get done on it, we will definitely keep updating. So that's kind of where we're at now, and this is the second strand, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, as you can see, there's definitely a lot that we have to do. So what I'm planning on doing is the leftover the strand that I cut, I'll actually use it on top here, place bottles or something like that that'll float to keep it tight when it's actually in the water. So
and
hopefully
maybe
this coming weekend I can kind of play with this a little bit while we're out camping. In theory, hopefully anyway. I'll have my kayak, so it'll make it a lot easier to actually get to where I can throw it in the water and kind of play, see what happens. Really with your spacing on it and your slots for the gills, I mean, you can always definitely change the slot or slot size, space size, depending on how big a fish you're thinking of you're going to get.
So mine are a lot smaller. As we get towards the end, you'll see that.
And this is pretty much just like kind of playing in general, self-teaching sort of deal. A lot of places I go fishing, this is actually, the space on them is actually like perfect for a gill net, for trout. Some places I know that I go, there are catfish. Definitely, I mean, this is, you know, do not substitute this for, you know, rod and reel, stuff like that, because they are actually, a lot of places they're legal to use because you can catch other things like turtles and birds, dolphins, and stuff like that. So definitely, you know, only use
Check your local regulations first.
So it's just these are mainly used just for survival situations. But with some luck this coming weekend, like I said, I mean, I'm hoping to get some brook trout in it, and any trout I do get in it, it will be going straight from water to fire to belly. So
yum yum.
But that's it for now. As we get more done, we will do another video, probably about halfway down. So as you can see, I'll have my wife get a quick view of the whole thing. It's going to be a while for another video to put up, just because we're nowhere near halfway yet.
Not even close.
Definitely.
Not even close. There we go.
So if you're wanting to go out in the woods or something, challenge yourself in a survival situation, you want a gill net, definitely get it prepped before, because if not, you're going to waste a lot of calories and energy if you're off in the woods trying to do this.
Or sit on your butt while you do it. 2 trees, sit on
definitely
your butt.
all day project.
It's good for when you have food but have to like work for it.
And again, like my wife said, you know, I mean, 2 trees and you know, out in the woods, stuff like that.
If you got the time.
If you're doing it at home, just, I mean, you can even set this up in a doorway if you want. Biggest thing is you just got to figure out like how wide you want it for the most part. Trying to do it outside is kind of a pain in the butt a little bit because the wind wants to play with you. So, yeah, that's basically it. This is what I'm doing. That's what we're rigging up. So,
we'll be back in a few hours.